a beautiful morning here in Lincolnshire. I am just on my way down to the greenhouse to put some leggy coriander seeds in there, but I thought I would take you with me. So this is a new gardening week for me, and it's very exciting because the sun is out, and it was just gorgeous waking up this morning and seeing that sun and thinking, oh, hello, that's nice. Even if it's for just like half a day. There it is. Yay. All right, let's go down to this greenhouse and put the coriander in the greenhouse. So I'm going to need 2 hands now. I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, let's go. Here they are. I've opened up, and here we are. Everybody here in the greenhouse. So the ceiling is looking a little bit of condensation, I must say. There's my thingies. Let's go and have a look here at all of my interesting bits and pieces. I've got to make a little bit of room to pop this in there next to my fennel. Right, let's have a look. There it is down there. So everything's looking really good. Look at these brassicas. Today is, let's open the louvres. Today's Flowers Day. So it's a really good time to have a look around the garden. I'll just pan you around. You can see all my lovely things here. Good idea to look around the garden and all my flowers, but I just need to continue to open everything up like the veggie pods. So for Flowers Day, I am also back over at the allotment, just checking on things in the greenhouse. And I've noticed that I've got more holes in my Komatsuna. I know that they're not flowers, but I've been on the hunt for what is eating my Komatsuna. And I would say, well, all but 2 of them have got these holes, lots and lots of holes. Okay, so I went down on my hands and knees, and I have been looking like mad to see what is eating this stuff, because I can't find any flea beetle. That's definitely not slugs and snails, but I found the culprit. So stuck right in the center of my Komatsuna is, oh, now can I can't get them. They're too small. They're like a little weevil. You know those weevils that eat holes around all the peas, around the pea leaves? Those pea weevils? They look very, very much like them. A little bit smaller than them. If I can get one out, I will somehow take a photo of it. And, oh, there might be one in there. There might be one in there. I'll take a photo of it, and I will try and zoom in on it and show you what I mean. But that is the culprit, and they're everywhere. These little weevil things. They're kind of like a cross between a weevil and a little beetle, but they are definitely not, what do you call it, flea beetle. So I'm going to have to make up some kind of concoction, aren't I, to spray on these. Something that is going to deter them coming back. I wonder if I've got any more of my Moonshine Global stuff. So there's a company that I use called Moonshine Global, and I use their Home and Garden, which is their feed. Well, it's not really a feed. What it does is it enhances the feed that is already in the soil. So it makes the nutrients in the soil attach to the roots of the plants, and it bigger and better plants you get as a result of those. But they also do a bug spray thingy, which is completely biodynamic, biodynamic, completely organic, not a problem to human beings or to any other animals. And what it does is, it actually doesn't, I've never seen it actually kill the beetles or kill them. They just do not want to eat what they came to eat. I'm still looking for these things. Yeah, so somehow or other, they just run away. They just go away because they're not interested. It's not very palatable stuff. So I'm going to see if I've got any of that at home, and then I'll make up a little spray bottle for it. Right, so the brassicas that I've got in here, the flowering brassicas, I have my beautiful Calabrese here. I've just sown my next lot of Calabrese. So this Calabrese here, or broccoli, if you want to call it broccoli, is called Marathon. It's an F1. I have been growing this a very, very long time. I have tried many other varieties, but I always come back to this one because I find that you can grow this stuff all year round. It is always consistent. You get great big green heads, and then you get lots of side shoots. These ones in here, I am just really growing for the heads because I'm not going to have time on these ones to let them get to the kind of side shooty stage, because I need this greenhouse for my summer plants and crops. I think I'm going to be putting my cucumbers in here. Cucumbers do really well in this greenhouse, and I'll probably put some melons in here as well. So I just want the heads. The other brassica that I've got in here are my lovely and beautiful cauliflowers. So the cauliflower that I also like to grow virtually all year round is called Graffiti. Again, I have tried many purple varieties. There's one I think called Violetta. It's just not consistent enough for me. So these are these beautiful purple heads. The leaves have got a lovely purple tinge. I'll show you those in a minute. And they just are great. Again, I just want a small head of cauliflower from these because, again, these are all going to go out. The ones that I've got in my polytunnel outside, I will show you in a minute. They're doing just as well as these in here, which is very interesting because I thought these in here would be further along. But the polytunnel works really well. And I've just got it up on bricks just to get some airflow through. So that's doing well. I'm going to be moving that polytunnel to put on some other kales that I've got and other brassicas that are coming over here. And yes, so that's my flowering brassicas that I have here on the allotment. The other stuff that I've got is my purple sprouting. We have been harvesting from that now for a few weeks. It's still got a lot more to go, but that will be coming out pretty soon. And that is all the flowering brassicas I have over at the allotment. Right, I want to show you these leaves. So here is my beautiful purple cauliflower. Let me just show you. Let's get in a little bit closer. And you see how beautiful those leaves are in there? Absolutely gorgeous. They're just tinged with a bit of purple. Really lovely, lovely things. Absolutely love them. And here are the rest of my brassicas. So here's a lovely Calabrese here. They look really good, don't they? And there they are down there. I've got a few shallots left in here that have done really well. They're starting to sprout, so they're going to go out on root stays. So here are the ones underneath the polytunnel, and look how well these are doing as well. These are doing really fantastic, which is just as well actually, because like I said, I need the cloche, I need this polytunnel off here. So I'm going to just let them get on with things. So take the polytunnel off. I'm going to put it, there's a bed behind me, and I'm going to fill that with my little kale brassicas that I've got that will be coming good well, actually, they're not going to take long because I just want some nice small leaves off them, actually, and they won't take long because they're actually quite big in the greenhouse. But here again, I've mixed up my Calabrese and I've mixed up my cauliflowers together, and they look absolutely fantastic. So I've got the little signs here, and I sowed these on the 7th of October last year. So they were gently kind of ticking over in the greenhouse at home, just getting a very nice root system. And then I put these out, I would say about a month ago here, and they've been doing really well. I haven't had any kind of slug or snail damage. This is our own compost, and I'm absolutely amazed. I've got a few kind of lower leaves that have a few little holes in them, but other than that, I've been really, really lucky, actually. And I think it's because our compost is still quite rough and ready, I suppose is the word. I leave all the kind of sticks and everything in there. I don't sieve it because I don't use it for sowing or anything. And I think that has deterred them, to tell you the truth. Maybe not. I mean, maybe I'm making it up. But yeah, these look really good. I'm just doing a little bit of weeding around them now, and then that should be fine. I'm going to cover them up until I bring those other ones over. But yeah, I'm very happy with these. I'll give you a close-up in a minute of what these look like as well. Just take these kind of little annual weeds out. They're just surface weeds, really. There's nothing. There's a little bit of bindweed in here. This patch along here had quite a bit of bindweed in it, and every now and then it still comes up. But we did cover it when we first started gardening here with a lot of compost, because I do no dig. And yeah, don't they look great? Fabulous. I'm very, very happy. Yay. So there is a beautiful Calabrese or broccoli doing really well. Here is another of the cauliflowers, and you can see just in the center there, whoops, that purple leaf. So look at that. Very nice. 4, 8, 12. I've got a dozen in there. Beautiful. And here is the next succession of my Calabrese and my graffiti cauliflowers. So if I was doing more kind of brassicas, or then I would be planting them up in trays like this. I've got some on the go upstairs in the dining room, but they're brassica leaves. But because I've only got 2 of the flowers, or 2 of the edible flowers, I put them in these little pots. And I mean, this one is smaller than that one, but it makes no difference because all I'm doing is I'm broadcasting the seeds on top. So here I think I put about 15 to 20 seeds, not even, and here even less with the graffiti cauliflowers because I don't need that many. And then I just put a little bit of compost on top, some seed sowing compost, and I just wait, and I leave them upstairs now in the south facing window because they don't need lights anymore. And yeah, just wait for them to come up. When they come up and they're a decent size, I then prick them out like I do with all of my brassicas and lettuce and all of that kind of, and my Asian greens, and I prick them out and I put them into cells like that. There we are. Next succession. Flowering brassicas on Flowers Day. And actually, I just forgot about these. I've got my little black book here with all my jobs in it for the week, and it said transplanting. It said prick out cauliflowers, and then I thought, oh, I've done that. Anyhow, here they are. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 graffiti cauliflowers. These are just red tatsoi because I just wanted to fill up the seed tray. And these were really leggy here. And as you can see, I do my little bendy thing. So I've got a video about how I transplant leggy seedlings. I'll put a link at the bottom so you can have a look. And there they are. So this is the next lot of graffiti cauliflowers. And then that is the next lot. So these are my main crop, these ones here. I don't have any more. I didn't do a sowing of Calabrese because I've already got so much Calabrese on the allotment. So, and I'm not sure I'll get through it. But that is it. Excellent. That is done. Right. Now I can finish. And today is Leaves Day on the moon phase calendar. Leaves Day this week is Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday. I have got some sewing to do, and I do like this sewing because this is the sewing that takes me a little bit further than summer. Let's go. The first thing I'm going to sew, and the only reason I'm sewing, and I'm sewing in this, by the way, if you remember on my Flowers Day, I think it was yesterday even, I talked to you about if I was going to sew more than one lot of Brassicas, I would sew them in here. Well, that's what I'm doing today. And I have got 6 cells in here, and so I want to sow some red cabbage first of all, and then I want to sow my Brussels sprouts. And these Brussels sprouts are kind of what my kind of main crop Brussels sprouts. They're ready in autumn, so they're going to be ready in late autumn and winter, so that's important. Last year I didn't do Brussels sprouts. I kind of thought to myself, do I really need to do Brussels sprouts? But I really miss them. So I'm doing them this year. But I'm going to start with a few more Courgettes, and I'm only putting them in here because I've got an extra cell that I filled up with compost, and I need 6 lot of whatever I'm going to put in. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will be the 5th one, and then I might put a lettuce in. Okay, so here. This is Courgettes yet again. So Courgettes, I did grow Courgettes last year. Courgettes are wonderful. I've been growing them for a few years now, and they are a cross between a Brussels sprout. So they have the sprout stem, and then they have these lovely little flowers here, like little blooms that open up. Gorgeous. But these are not flowers, these are leaves, considered leaves. So I've got a few seeds left in here. I'll just do a bit of a patting down, and I'm going to put them, but I may as well do the lot because you never have too many. I have already got another lot of Courgettes upstairs. They have come up in my little pot that I've got them in, and that's fine because we like lots of Courgettes. So that's the first one. I need to make a plant label for that because otherwise I forget very quickly. That's a bit sad that I do. Okay. Courgettes, that's the first one. Kale. Ets. T-E-S. Look at the date. 20th. Okay, that's that one. The next thing, like I said, I am going to sow are my red cabbages. Now, I have 2 lots of red cabbage upstairs. So let's just have a look at some of the leaves that I've got ready to go out on the allotment. I've got these scarlet kales. Look at that. They are so good. Actually, all of these kales are fantastic. This is my Black Magic Cavolo. I mean, Cavolo is wonderful, but I think Black Magic is really wonderful. I grow it every single year, and I love it. In the back there, I have some little Calabrese cabbages, you know, the pointy ones. Wow, they're looking great. Here I've got 2 types of kale. This is the Pentland Brig. Wonderful kale, not as curly as the one behind, which is this one. So this is the dwarf curly. I've got that on the go all the time. Then I've got some extras here as well. This is the dazzling blue. So this is the other Cavolo Nero, but see the pink midrib? Beautiful. That's that. Down here, I have some more little kales. So here I've got some dwarf green. There in the background is, are they all dwarf green? No, that's Reflex in the background. That's another dwarf. No, that's another curly kale. Here is the Pentland Brig, and I have some scarlet behind there as well. So they're my other little brassicas that I've got to go out. Here I have some, what's it called? Pak Choi. Now this has a pink stem, as you can see just there, and this is from Real Seeds. It's a fantastic company here, and it's called Vibrant Joy Pak Choi. It's a great Pak Choi. It's quite large, so that's going to go in the raised beds here at home. Here is the red tatsoi. Here is some Chinese cabbage. It's called Becana. It's quite an open Chinese cabbage. And here I've got my kind of leftover red pak choi and tatsoi that I think I am going to have to put in the veggie pod, because the veggie pod is reaching temperatures that is starting to make the tatsoi in there bolt. So I'm going to have to replace them, I think. So that's those. Up here, I have another succession of tatsoi coming as well. Here I've got two types of Mitsuna. This is one called Beni Hushi. That's a kind of closed leaf one. And then we've got the normal Mitsuna there. Onions. My coriander down there that's got to be planted out. I've got some more scarlet kale there. I showed you the lettuces last time. So yes, so that is, look at those brassicas. I went over the allotment and I was trying to work out where they're going to go, and I think I know where they're going to go. So some will go over there and some will stay here in the raised beds at home. So that is my leaves day. Good morning, everybody. I've got you perched on my new contraption here. It is no, it's not. It is Fruits Day on the moon phase calendar today, and we've got quite a few coming up now. So we've got today, we've got tomorrow, and we've got the day after. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday is all Fruits Days. And I just wanted to show you my new contraption that Mr. N and I built. Well, it's not really the best made contraption, but we managed to put it together and put the cover. The main thing was the cover on the top, because the zips wouldn't close properly. But that's not the important part. I want to show you what's inside. Here is the contraption. And we've had to make it shorter because there's another section like that to go on here. But I have my sub pod here, which is my wormies, my little wormy home, and it didn't fit. So we had to take it apart, and I had to pull the thing down. I mean, we're expecting a windy afternoon, so this is going to be really interesting to see whether it takes off and ends up in someone else's garden, like my little zippy greenhouse did one year. Anyhow, let's go and have a look. So it has all these zips because the zips open up all the sections here. And look how boggy it is. Oh. So this is what I wanted to look at. These are my peas. And we had to, so I had a different cloche over these peas. I had my kind of transparent cloche, and the peas were making a bid for freedom. So I thought, oh gosh, I have to put something else on top of these. So I have put this on now, and now they can grow a little bit higher. I have to put higher sticks as well. These are Oregon Sugar Pod. They are my favorite of all peas here, and they are doing really, really well. They're a great pea because I call them kind of like a multi-purpose pea. You can eat eat them as a pea. You can pod them if you want to, if they get a little bit big, but the best thing about them is they are what we call a mange tout or a snow pea, and they are absolutely delicious. And look how well they're doing. In the same bed, I've also got some lettuce and some little cabbages and some Asian greens. So let's just admire my peas again. So while we're at it and we're talking about peas, here are my peas. Here's one pot of my peas in the greenhouse. I've just come to open the greenhouse. It's got a little bit of condensation in here and I don't want that. No way. And there's a flower. In actual fact, there's two flowers, and there is another flower there. And I can just see here, there was another flower here. But I can't believe this. A snail, or something or other, definitely a snail, has climbed up the whole of this. Look, I have to go looking for it now because it's hiding somewhere. And it's eaten the flower. The flower of my pea. I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it actually. Oh, right. Okay, I've got to go hunting. Sorry, everyone. Well, I couldn't find it. So I'm going to have to come out later when I've got time to have a look. Right, okay. Let's take my mind off that. And let's look at these beautiful flowers on my Broadies. Don't they look good? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very happy about that. Here are some more. I haven't actually put any stakes in that one. Maybe I better, because there's quite a few flowers on there as well. So I'm very happy about that. So broad beans are self-pollinating, so you don't have to worry too much about the pollinators getting in and doing their work. Thank goodness, because if I had to do all these flowers here, then I think I'd have a bit of a problem. But the other day I did see a little bumbly come in, and the bumbly had his head in the flowers. So I'm really excited about these. These are my normal broad beans. These are the beans that I save. The original variety was Aquadulce Claudia, and I save them every year. And this is my really, really early, super early first crop of broad beans. So I'm very happy about that, because we do like eating fresh. Don't really like eating from the freezer much. So if we can eat fresh, then all is good. So there we are. So for fruits days, my sowing. So I was going to sow two things these fruits days, but I am only going to sow one thing now, because the other thing I've got more than enough of. So let's deal with the first thing that I'm going to sow. I am doing my first sowings of French beans or climbing beans, and I am going to put them in the big greenhouse so that we get an early crop of these beautiful French beans. They could be called, so if you're in the States, they could be called green beans, because I know that in Australia, we don't call them French beans. We call them, you know, green beans, or climbing beans, really. So I have got these ones here. They're called Cobra. They are black-seeded variety. They have quite a lot of tolerance towards disease, and that's why they're really good to plant or to sow kind of outside main season beans. You also get very heavy crops of these, and they're stringless. So I don't want many. I'm only going to do this tray here, and I've got 12 here, 12 stations or modules. And I was going to do this outside today, but it is blowing a gale outside. And, you know, I've mentioned this before, I'm not very good with the wind. I absolutely hate the wind. Black-seeded variety. I'm going to put 2 per module. I don't really follow any rules about what side up they should be, except that I plant them like that. I don't plant them like that, and I don't plant them like that. I plant them on this side. I don't really care whether the little eye, I'll show you the little eye, is looking at me or not. I just plant them on their side, pop them in this module like this, and then I just shove them down into the compost up to my first joint on my finger, which is usually, that's where I usually tell how deep I sow seeds. I may not use both of the beans that come up in these modules, and I mean if they come up, both of them, because again at this time of year they may not. They may just, you know, I might just get one, I might not get any, I don't know. I am going to put these under lights until they germinate, and then once they germinate, they're coming out from under the lights. That's it, all done. I will put these, shove these down like this now in the soil, and then cover them back up again. The other thing I was going to sow today was some more early courgettes or zucchinis, and I was going to do another kind of 2 or 3 depending on how my germination went for my first lot, and I'm going to show you how my first lot are. You're going to laugh, but that's my first lot. I've got 6 of them, 6 very leggy zucchinis, but look how nice they are. I am going to repot those. So let me just sort this out and I'll be back in a sec. So I'm back. I just wanted to see what size pot I needed for these courgettes, and I'm going to go for 1 litre pots. They're still sitting a little bit proud, but I think it's because of the way that I put it into the pot. I'm going to try something else now. So I did try them in these smaller pots here, which are the 10 centimeter 11 pots. They're not going to be big enough because these are going to grow very, very fast. My next transplanting of these are going to be into their proper pots, and I will then plant them very deep. So I will then plant them up to the first lot of leaves there. But I just need to get them established in these pots first, and hope that the cold weather, because it's turned cold this weekend here in Lincolnshire, and hope that that will pass very soon, and then I can get them in their bigger pots and then get them out. These are going to go into the greenhouse. I'm going to put them into the greenhouse here, the big one, and I might put some, I don't have a great deal of room, but I might see if I can stick some in the greenhouse over the road. Right, I am going to try another way of putting this in the pot. Let me just think about this. I'm thinking bendy, definitely. I'm not sure it was worth it, to tell you the truth, because I've still got this going on. No. I don't think it's worth doing bendy. So I will do the rest of them now, and I will just plant them as is. I have also got, while I'm here, seeing I'm not going outside anytime soon, I've got some transplanting of cucumbers to do as well. And the cucumbers are a little bit leggy as well, but the cucumbers should be, I think they should be fine. I'm not going to do bendy with those as well. That's going to be my transplanting. I'm just going to get on and do a few more. Of course, I've always got peppers and chilies to transplant this time of year. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to get outside for the rest of the day because it's just absolutely awful. So that's my fruits days. So that's my gardening week. I'm going to change the name of my gardening week to my gardening vlog because I quite like that. I quite fancy myself as a vlogger.
Unbelievable. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. My name's Susie B, and this is the SusyBLiving channel. I hope that you will join me. Have a look. So tomorrow night, Sunday evening, I bring out my next lot of moon phase gardening days and what I will be sowing and growing. I will see you next time. The best thing to do is probably subscribe. So hit that subscribe button, and thumbs up is nice as well. And I will see you next week to see what I will be doing in my vlogging. See you later.